Welcome to our class. Let's get started. So today's practice is we're moving with the seasons. We're not quite in alignment with the seasons, but I just wanted to kind of like go through the series. And so you can always come back to these practices. And when we have a seasonal practice, it also can reflect on how your own internal environment is. So although we're practicing in order to harmonize with the external environment, we're working on our internal environment. So you don't have to necessarily practice this when it's the season outside. It could be just a reflection on your mood and when you want to shift the energy or shift your mood. So today's practice is related to early winter. So we talked about how we are 6 seasons, Ritu, and now we're moving from autumn into early winter, Hemant. And the sort of qualities of the season of winter are very Kapha-like. So when we think about Ayurveda, the science of life, we know that the seasons have one of these energies attached to them. So for winter, it's very Kapha-like. So it's that kind of wet, dark, slow, sluggish, inward-looking season. So it taps into those qualities of Kapha. It can also trigger our Vata tendencies when it's particularly windy, very dry and windy. So when we have weather like that in winter, that dry, windy weather, then we can have our Vata spiral. So the excess constitution that we may exhibit during winter is Kapha and Vata. So our practice today is about pacifying those two constitutions, the Vikriti, the seasonal constitution. So we'll be connecting with Pitta, Agni, the fire element, the dosha, Pitta, to create and generate heat. And very upward driving energy. So you'll notice in much of our practice, we might be doing some twists, we'll be doing some back bends, we'll be reaching up towards the sun in order to reach for that energy. So let's come into our Sukhasana, easy pose. The mudra that we can practice at this point is Surya Mudra. So folding your ring finger and take your thumb to the ring finger knuckle. This is Surya Mudra. Surya means sun. And so it connects to the element of fire, Agni. Let's close our eyes and begin to connect with our breath. Just observing our breath. We're going to move into Kapalabhati. But before we do that, let's just regulate and tune into our natural breath, the rhythm that we have. So regulate our thinking, our thoughts, our awareness and attention to the pattern of our breath. Harmonizing with our breath before we move towards harmonizing our body with the season. Notice that inward breath, the journey that the inward breath takes. Then also notice the outward breath, the outward journey that your breath takes. And noticing this breath, the ebb and flow, the in and out. 3 more full breaths here with your own natural cycle. Our mantra today is going to be the Agni Gayatri mantra. Om Mahaj Balaya Vidmahi Agni Devaye Dhimahi Tanno Agni Prachodayat. Let me meditate on the great flame. May fire bless me with higher intelligence. May Agni, fire, illuminate my mind. Om Mahaj Balaya Vidmahi Agni Devaye Dhimahi Tanno Agni Prachodayat. Let's bring our hands together in Namaskar, opening our practice by chanting Om 3 times. And today, let's offer up this Om to the season of winter, of Hemant. So however winter is experienced where you are geographically located, perhaps to the snow, the rain, the wind, the cold, the ice, perhaps the dark nights, perhaps sitting in front of the fire, being cozy under a blanket, whatever your associations are with the season of winter and month. Perhaps you offer up Om to each of these sensory memories and experiences. Inhale fully. Exhale completely through open mouth. Inhale to prepare. Om. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Hands to your eyebrow center. Namaste. And welcome, yogis. So let's start our practice with Kapalabhati Pranayam, breath of fire or shining skull. So if you're pregnant or you have migraine or high blood pressure, then I invite you to take long, deep breaths rather than Kapalabhati. Let's come into our seat. So let's come into Siddhasana. So let's bring the left heel closest to you and the right leg on the outside. This is Siddhasana pose, adept pose. So slightly different to Sukhasana because you bring the heel in much more closer to you. And our mudra for this practice today is going to be Agni Shakti mudra. So bring your palms face down, folding your fingers, extend your thumb. So remember the thumb connects with the element of fire, Agni. Then bring the tips of your thumbs together. And then bring your mudra down towards your solar plexus, just above your navel. So this Agni Shakti mudra helps with healing. In the winter, we can experience low immune system. We're more susceptible to colds, flus, coughs. There's mucus-related symptoms of that Kapha-like quality of mucus. So this helps to strengthen our immune system, allows the lymph to flow, invites in healing for those symptoms. Kapalabhati breath is an active exhale and a passive inhale. And as you exhale through your nose, pump your belly button back towards your spine so that your belly is drawing in rapidly on the exhale and then inflating naturally on the inhale. So the inhale is passive, it will happen naturally. The exhale is the focus. Keep your shoulders and face relaxed. Inhale fully to prepare. Exhale sharply through your nose. As you do, pump your belly in towards your spine. The breath does not need to be fast, simply needs to be a full expulsion. Let's take 5 more here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale the breath, completely empty out your lungs. Fold in your chin towards your throat. Empty lungs here. Holding the breath out for as long as you can. Then release your chin and take a full breath in. Fill your lungs as full as you can. Tuck your chin once again, Jaladhar Bandh. Holding the breath in here. Hold the breath in for as long as you can. And then when you're ready to release the breath, release the lock, the throat lock, and release the breath slowly through your nose. Om Mahashvalaya Vitmahi Agni Devaya Dhimahi Tanno Agni Prachodayat. Let's release our hands. Take your hands over to the right, coming into a twist here. Fingertips on the earth, gazing over your right shoulder. Turning at the navel here. Breathing deeply. One more breath here. As you inhale, let's reach up towards the sky. You can bring your hands into your Surya Mudra. Take your gaze up. Draw your navel in towards your spine. One more time. This time I'm going to exhale over to the right again. Focus the breath into your right nostril if you can. Surya Vedana. So really connecting to the energy of fire, Agni, to lift the winter blues, to bring light to the dark winter evenings. Inhaling back to center, gaze up. One more full breath, exhaling over to the right one more time. And again, focus your breath in your right nostril. Simply taking your awareness to the breath as it flows in through the right nostril. Inhale, center. One breath more. Exhale over to the left. And again, see if you can focus the breath in the right nostril. Inhale, center. Lifting your gaze. Reaching through your fingers. Exhale over to the left. And perhaps each time that you exhale and twist, you turn deeper. Inhale, center. Lifting your gaze. Thinking about how to shift the stagnant energy of winter when we sometimes can fall into lethargy. Exhale over to the left. Generating warmth and fire. So humans have been drawn to fire, especially when it is dark and cold. One more breath here. Let's turn back to center, reach up. Take a moment here, bring your hands alongside you, extend your legs long. Going to come into a forward fold, Paschimottanasana. So let's come into Dandasana first. Lift your toes. Place your hands on the earth either side of you. Lengthen through your crown. Draw your navel in towards your spine. Feel the contraction of your muscles, so hugging your muscles towards your bones. One breath here. Inhale to lift your gaze. As you exhale, hinge as far forward as you can, and then release your hands down towards your legs. So you might have your hands resting on your shins, your ankles, around your feet, taking hold of your big toes. Crown is reaching towards your feet. Your heart space is melting down towards your legs. Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Breathe into the backs of your legs here. One more breath here. Now, before we rise, let's take our right hand to the outside of our left leg or left foot. Take a moment and then let's reach behind our lower back with our left hand. So our right hand is on the outside edge of our left foot and our left hand is behind our back. Spiral your heart, lift your gaze. You can bring your left hand into Surya Mudra, this gestural seal to connect with the sun. So a little seated twist here. One full breath. Turn your gaze back towards your toes and let's reach forward, Paschimottanasana one more time. So your hands landing on your shins, your feet, your big toes. And now we're going to twist to the other side. So thread your left hand over onto the outside of your right leg or right foot. Take your right hand behind your lower back. Lift your gaze to the sky. The twist here. Your right hand can be in Surya Mudra. So connect with your intention for this practice. We are beginning to shift this sense of openness. So in winter, when we can feel very introspective, inward looking, hibernating, we can sometimes create an excess of Kapha energy, which can bring us into a state of low mood, the winter blues. So this is a practice to lift that energy. One more breath, turn towards your feet. One more forward fold, Paschimottanasana. And then lift your gaze, walk your hands back towards your body, swing your legs around. Let's come onto our knees. Take your knees wide, big toes to touch. Simhasana, lion's breath here. So let's place our hands on the earth, fingers pointing away from us for a moment here. Turn the inside of your elbows forward so that your index finger is pointing forward. So your hands are fanned out here. The insides of your elbows are pointing forward. Relax your shoulders down and away. Draw your navel towards your spine. Let's connect with Simhasana Pranayama, lion's breath. As you inhale through your nose, draw the breath right down to your navel. And when you exhale, poke out your tongue, open your eyes wide. Make a gentle roar or a loud roar. Take a full breath in. Exhale through open mouth. Take another full breath in through your nose. This time, let's come onto our fingertips. Lift your crown. Draw your heart space forward. Draw your shoulder blades together. Let's take another Simhasana here. Exhale through open mouth. Now let's bring our hands onto our knees. Again, draw your shoulder blades together. Tuck your elbows in. So it's sort of like a seated cat-cow here. Take a full breath in. Out through open mouth. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, counter twist over to the left. Take your breath to your right nostril here. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the other side. Again, take your awareness of your breath into your right nostril, Surya Vedana. Just focusing the attention on the right nostril will shift the breath. One more breath here. Inhale, center, reach up. Exhale, hands to the earth. Tuck your toes, lift your knees here. So let's come into this balance here first before we move into Parvatasana. Engage your core, allow your knees to hover. And then let's reach up with our tailbone towards the sky. Pedal your feet, sway your hips, coming into your mountain. And then let's come to stillness just for a moment. We're going to shift into a little twist here. We're going to thread our right arm underneath our body and take it to the outside of our left leg or ankle, wherever you can reach. Take a moment here. Shift the weight into the left hand and take your right arm underneath you and cross it underneath your body. Gaze underneath your left armpit here for a moment. Inhale, turn your head center, bring your right hand back to the earth. Let's go the other way. Shift the weight into your right hand and cross your left arm underneath your body, taking your hand to the outside of your leg or ankle. Gaze underneath your right armpit. One more breath. Release your hand, bend into your knees, and either take a slow walk or jump to the top of your mat. Coming into a forward fold here, Uttanasana. So here in your forward fold, this is an inversion. And whenever we invert, we stimulate the element of fire within us. Because of the sense of folding here, so we're folding at our Manipur chakra. Option to take hold of opposite elbows, crown reaching down, tailbone reaching up. And let's take 6 breaths here. And have the sense that you're breathing in and out of your right nostril. Surya Vedana. And think about shifting energy that no longer serves you. Releasing and surrendering energy that can create a sense of being oppressed, sense of being stuck. Releasing your elbows. Take a moment here and then begin to unfurl your spine by drawing your navel in towards your spine and then uncurling one vertebrae at a time to come upright standing. I can feel the fire burning. Come into the dasana at the top of your mat. Take a moment here, hands in Surya Mudra, thumb on ring finger knuckle, so that folding that ring finger in. Inhale, lift your gaze and hands up towards the sky. Exhale, fold down towards the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins or thighs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, let's step back long with the right foot. Bring the right knee to the earth here. Untuck your toes. And then let's rise towards the sky with our Surya Mudra. Shine your heart. Sink low with your hips and rise with your heart. One more breath here. I'm going to come into a twist here. So let's bring the right hand down to the earth. Leave that left hand up towards the sky. Take your gaze up towards your hand. One more breath here. Let's bring that left hand to our lower back and spiral your heart even higher up towards the sky. One full breath here. Let's turn your gaze down towards the earth, followed by your heart. Release your left hand from your back, tuck your right toe, lift your right knee, and step back long into plank phalakasana. You can come to your knees immediately. From here, we're going to move into a forearm plank. So let's bring the right forearm and the left forearm to the earth. Reach out through your heels, draw your navel towards your spine. So you can be in half plank variation. Your palms are connected with the earth, or you can have your fist folded. Take 3 breaths here. One more breath. Let's lower to the earth. Coming through Sphinx. Lift your gaze. One more breath. And then let's bring our eyebrow center to the earth. Take your hands alongside your shoulders. We're going to rise into Cobra Bhujangasana. Inhale, rise up. Cobra. Exhale, lower. Reach your hands behind your back and interlace them here. We're going to rise up in Salabhasana, locust pose. So let's keep your legs on the earth for the moment. And inhale, lift your head, lift your heart. Your hands are interlaced. One more breath. Exhale, lower. Bring your hands alongside your body. Rise up into table and then mountain. Parvatasana. Take a lion's breath here. In through your nose, out through open mouth. Bringing your left knee to the earth, let's step forward with the right foot. Take a moment here. Inhale, reach your hands to the sky. Exhale, bend into your elbows. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, bend into your elbows, sunbeam arms. Inhale to reach up. One more time, exhale to bend into your elbows, draw your shoulder blades together. Lift your gaze. Let's stay here for a moment. Fingers spread wide. Exhale, hands to the earth. Tuck your toes, step forward to meet your right foot. Forward fold here. Inhale, bending into your knees. Let's rise through chair pose, Utkatasana. Now your option here can be your arms extended and parallel with your Surya Mudra, or you can tuck your elbows in and come into your Agni Shakti Mudra, so that your fingers are folded in, your knuckles are facing forward. Tuck your elbows in and sit here for a moment. Drawing your shoulders down and away from your ears. Agni Shakti Mudra. Om Mahachvalaya Vitmahi Agni Devaye Dhimahi Tanno Agni Prachodayat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a breath here. Shifting that energy from that low, sort of very stagnant, slow, lethargic energy into a strong, vital energy. Let's repeat this on the other side. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's step back long with the left foot. Bring the left knee to the earth. Inhale, hands to sky. Lift your gaze. Lift your heart. Take a breath or two here. We're going to move into our twist. So leaving the right arm, reaching up, bring the left hand to the earth. Take your gaze to your mudra, your hasta mudra, hand gesture. One more breath here. Take the right hand to your lower back. Spiral your heart towards the sky. One more breath. Exhale, turn your head down towards the earth. Release your right hand to the earth. Lift your knee. Come back into Phalakasana. Again, you have the option of coming directly onto your knees. We're going to come into a forearm plank. Draw your navel in towards your spine. This is creating heat, warmth. It's to help us release the toxins, stimulate the immunity system. When you're ready, let's bring all lower to the earth, all of us. Rising Sphinx. This is Salamba Bhujangasana. Exhale, lower to the earth, hands by your shoulders to rising Bhujangasana. Rising with the in-breath. Exhaling to the earth. Reach behind you, interlace your hands. This time take the opposite thumb on top so that it feels strange. And we're going to rise in Salabhasana, locust pose. One more breath. Inhale to rise, head and shoulders and chest. You can keep your legs on the earth for the moment. Exhale, release your hands, rise through table into your mountain Parvatasana. Take a lion's breath here. Now just step forward with that left foot. So let's bring the right knee to the earth and then step forward here. Rise with your Surya Mudra to the sky. Exhale, bend into your elbows, draw your shoulder blades together, sunbeam arms. Inhale, rise to your hands towards the sky. Exhale to bend into your elbows. And this time, have your palms open. Rise with your Surya Mudra. One more time, and let's pause here. Sunbeam arms, fingers spread wide, draw your shoulder blades together. Exhaling, bring your hands to the earth. Lift your right knee and step forward to meet your left foot. And we're going to rise through Utkatasana, chair pose. And again, you can choose which mudra you take here. Surya Mudra, with your arms extended and parallel, or elbows tucked in and coming into your Agni Shakti Mudra. And sit here in Utkatasana, chair pose or strong pose. Draw your navel towards your spine. Sink low. Imagine that you are holding a block between your thighs. You might be shaking a little here. Inhale to rise to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a moment here. So you should be feeling a lot warmer. You should be feeling the heat rising, the Agni burning. So this is a practice that balances the Kapha-like and Vata-like qualities of winter, early winter, Hemant season. Hands together at your heart here for a moment. Let's reach up. I'm going to do another round, again with variation, Surya Namaskar. Exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins or fingertips on the earth. Exhale, fold. Now this time we're going to step back long, and the option here is to leave the knee lifted. Come onto the ball of your foot. Or you can bring your knee to the earth, yogi's choice. Engage your core and let's rise up into high lunge. Reach up with your arms. Take a full breath here. Keep reaching out through that right heel. Bend into your left knee. Lift your gaze. One more breath here. We're going to move into our twist. So let's bring the right hand to the earth and leave the left hand pointing up towards the sky. Take your gaze up. Adding on, take the left hand to the lower back. Spiral your gaze. Spiral your heart. That left shoulder is opening. One more breath. Turn to gaze down towards the earth. Bring your left hand to the earth. Step back long into plank, Phalakasana. Again, you can come directly onto your knees. Let's move into our forearm plank. So let's bring the forearms to the earth. One breath here. Lower to the earth with your abdomen, untucking your toes, lifting your gaze. Salamba, Bhujangasana. Exhale, eyebrow center to the earth, hands either side of your shoulders, rising in Cobra, Bhujangasana. One full breath here. Lower to the earth, moving into Locust, Salabhasana. So this time again, interlace your hands. And now you have the option of lifting your legs as well as your crown, your heart off the earth. Take a moment and then inhale to rise. Pointing through your toes, lifting your lower legs, lifting your heart. You might rock here for a few breaths. One more breath. Exhale, release your hands. Come to the earth for a moment. Let's rest here. So I invite you to come into Makrasana, crocodile pose. So take your elbows as wide as the mat, eyebrows center to rest on the back of your hands. So hands are stacked on top of each other, elbows wide. Let's take a breath here. You also have the option of bending into your knees to release your lower back if you wish. See what feels good for you. So sometimes bending into your knees and moving your lower legs from left to right can help release the lower back. Now moving directly into Pravatasana through table if you wish. And let's walk our feet here for a moment. Take a breath. Now, yogi's choice, you can come into dolphin pose here, or you can come into Anahatasana. So two choices. Anahatasana is by bringing your knees to the earth, forearms to the earth, and walk your forearms away. So you come into melting heart pose, Anahatasana. If you're coming into dolphin, bring your forearms to the earth, tailbone reaching up, and then walk your feet towards you. Interlace your hands here. Yogi's choice. If a headstand is in your practice, you can choose to take a headstand at this time. Three more breaths here wherever you are. And then let's release the knees to the earth. And everybody come into child's pose. So if you're in headstand, take your time here before you come down. Again, let's direct the breath into the right nostril. And if you've been in headstand, Shirsasana, please make sure you take time in Balasana, child's pose, as the counter pose. Let's move back into mountain Parvatasana. And we're going to step forward with the right foot, so reach back long with the right leg first, bending into your knee, and then step forward, coming into low lunge before we rise into high lunge. So coming up, and again, you can have the option here of having that left knee on or off the earth, yogi's choice. Let's reach up with our arms. So we're going to flow here, so straighten through your right leg. If you have your left leg lifted. Otherwise, let's repeat what we did in the first round. Exhaling, bend into your right knee, into your elbows. Inhale to rise. Exhale to bend into your right knee and your elbows, sunbeam arms. Inhale to rise. Exhale one more time into sunbeam arms. Let's hold here for a moment. Bring your hands to the earth. Step forward with your left foot to meet your right. And again, let's rise through Utkatasana. Your variation, arms parallel or elbows tucked in with Agni Shakti Mudra. Thumbs touching, fingers folded in. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Let's take a moment here. Take a full breath in through your nose, out through open mouth. Do that to help regulate your breath. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, fold down towards the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on shins or thighs, or fingertips on the earth. Yogi's choice. Exhale, fold. Let's step back long with the left foot this time. Your knee can be on the earth or lifted. Yogi's choice. And then when you're ready, let's rise into high lunge. Arms reaching up. Take your gaze up towards the sky. Keep reaching out through that left heel. Keeping your right arm lifted, let's bring the left hand to the earth, coming into this easy twist. Take your gaze up towards your hand. And then let's take that right hand to the lower back. Spiral your shoulder and your heart towards the sky. Exhale, turn your gaze down towards the earth. Bring your right hand to the earth. Let's step back, long body parallel. And again, yogi's choice. You can bring your knees directly to the earth. And then let's come onto our forearms into our forearm plank variation. And when we're ready, let's lower to the earth to come into Sphinx, Salamba, Bhujangasana. Exhale to the earth. Bring your hands next to your shoulders. Rise in high cobra. Exhale to the earth. We're preparing for locust, Salabhasan. So let's take our hands behind our back. Cross your thumbs in the opposite direction to the last time, so it should feel odd. And then when you're ready, inhale to lift your toes, lift your gaze, lift your heart. Keep reaching back through your mudra, through your hands. Reach back through your toes. 3 more breaths here. And then let's exhale, release our hands, come back down to the earth, come into Makrasana. So take your elbows wide, cross your hands so that your palms are stacked. Take a moment here, you can bend into your knees, windshield wiper your lower legs if that helps to release your back. And we're going to move from here into table and then mountain Parvatasana. When you're ready, yogis, bring your hands either side of your shoulders, rising into table, into mountain. Take a lion's breath here. So we're going to move into either dolphin or melting heart. Yogi's choice, if you're coming into melting heart, bring your knees to the earth, bring your forearms to the earth, and then walk your hands away. And lower your eyebrows center and your heart space towards the earth. We're coming into dolphin. Let's bring your forearms to the earth, interlace your fingers, and then walk your feet towards your body so that your tailbone is reaching up. And if you wish, you can go back into headstand. That's in your practice. And whenever you are ready to come out of melting heart or dolphin or headstand, you can bring your knees to the earth and sit back in child's pose, Balasana. And we'll all meet here in Balasana. So this is your place to rest. Now here, you can sink into a very Kapha-like pose. Balasana is very Kapha-like. You can sense the hibernation aspect of this pose, the stability that you get in this pose. It's a restorative pose. So when our practice is very Pitta practice to lift the Kapha energy, we still need to retreat back into a Kapha-like practice to balance it out if we're rising with too much heat. Wherever we are, let's meet back in child's pose. Om Mahashvalaya Vitmahi Agni Devaye Dhimahi Tanno Agni Prachodayat. Let me meditate on the great flame. May fire bless me with higher intelligence. May Agni, fire, illuminate my mind. This sense of optimism in the depths of winter. Let's all come back into Pardhatasana. We're nearly there now. Lift your left leg into the sky behind you and let's step forward with the left foot. You can have your right knee lifted or on the earth. Yogi's choice. Inhale to rise. Reach up with your Surya Mudra. Thumb on ring finger knuckle. Ring finger is folded in. Let's straighten through the left leg. Reaching up. Exhale, bend into your left knee. Bend into your elbows. Draw your shoulder blades together. Inhale to rise. Exhale to bend. Inhale to rise. Exhale to bend. Let's pause here for a moment. Bending into your elbows, drawing your shoulder blades together, fingers splayed wide, like a fan. One more breath. Let's bring the hands to the earth. Step forward with your right foot to meet your left. Rise into chair pose, Utkatasana. Bringing your Agni Shakti Mudra, your solar plexus, elbows tucked in, thumbs touching, fingers folded, or arms extended and parallel to the earth. Yogi's choice. Imagine that you have a block between your thighs here, between your knees. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a breath here. Let's step into the middle of our mat. Take our feet wide. Come into your mudra here. Agni Shakti. Think about all of the energy that you wish to lift, to rise up. What kind of sensation you want to create to lift your mood, lift the energy of the body. Bending into your knees, let's bring our hands onto our knees or thighs for a moment. And let's twist over to the left. So tuck your right shoulder in and push that right leg away. Inhale back to center. Let's go the other way. So let's turn our gaze over to the right and then push that left leg out slightly by extending that left arm. Inhale back to center. Bring your hands down towards the earth. Straighten through your legs. Lower your crown. So if you have blocks or footstool, you can bring your crown to rest on your blocks, your footstool, your chair, cushions, bolster, a bend in your elbows. Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. An inversion to help the lymph flow, allowing gravity to draw the lymph through our system. One more breath here. Inhale, straighten through your arms, halfway lift. And let's heel toe to center. And come down onto our mats, onto our sit bones. You feeling warm? This is part one of our practice where we're doing this again. so that we have two parts of this practice as perfect tonic for me. Let's come to the earth in a twist, and then we can finish our practice. Reach forward and then lower down towards the earth. Let's move the blanket out of the way. Hug your knees in towards you. We're going to drop our knees over to the left. Your legs can have a deep bend in them, or you can straighten your legs. Come up a bit here so you can see me. The legs are extended. You can reach down towards your outside edge of your right foot with your left hand, if you can see me, so that it's a deep lying down twist. Or you can have a bend in your knees, yogi's choice. So your hand, your left hand can be on the outside edge of your right foot if your legs are extended, or you have a fold, a bend in your knees. One more breath on this side. Breathe into your belly. Have a sense that the breath is moving through your right nostril. If your legs are extended and your left hand is connected with your right foot, release your hand, bend into your knees, engage your core. Let's come back to center. It's doing its magic in my abdomen. A little hug here, and we're going to go the other way. So I'll shuffle over to give myself space. So you might shuffle over to give yourself space. And then you can release your knees directly to the earth on the left. Or if you have space, and I'm not sure I do have space here, you can extend your legs and take hold of the left foot with your right hand. I might have to shuffle myself even more up. Shit. Again, noticing that the breath is flowing through the right nostril. One more breath here. Then release your left foot if you're holding it. Bend into your knees. Engage your core. Come back to center. Shuffle back onto your mat if you're off your mat like me. And you can bring your knees in, give them a hug. And you have the option of staying here in Shavasana if you really need Shavasana. And I would recommend that you do take Shavasana. And if you wish to rise up, you can rock through your spine here, or roll onto your side to come up into your seat. Wow, what a practice. Coming into your seat if you're choosing to rise, or getting cozy in Shavasana if you want to chill out. Let's bring your hands together at your heart center. Notice the flow of breath through the right nostril. Bringing your thumbs to touch, fingers folded, knuckles facing forward. Let's close our practice by chanting our Agni Gayatri mantra. Om Mahajvalaya Vidmahi Agni Devaye Dhimahi Tanno Agni Prachodayat Om Mahajvalaya Vitmahi Agni Devaye Dhimahi Tanno Agni Prachodayat. Om Mahajvalaya Vitmahi Agni Devaye Dhimahi Tanno Agni Prachodayat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Please like and subscribe and share, and I shall see you at my next practice. We'll be doing early winter Hemant practice again next time.